Welcome to Daily News in AI Agents, the place to get a quick roundup of the most exciting developments in AI agents every day. Subscribe to our LinkedIn newsletter today in the link below to stay activated. All right, so let's jump right into today's AI headlines. The kind that CEOs, data scientists, and tech leaders really need to know. We've got a fresh batch of articles, hot off the press wired, Bloomberg, TechCrunch, even some chatter straight from Reddit.
Yeah, it seems like every day there's something new and groundbreaking in the AI world.
That's for sure. And today we're going deep on the real-world impact of AI agents, not just the hype, but how they're actually being used right now.
Absolutely. Got to cut through all the noise and see what's really happening out there.
Right. We've got some fascinating examples to dig into. Like Chipotle is testing out an AI-powered chippy to make tortilla chips. And there's this engineer who built a robot that uses ChatGPT to aim a rifle. OpenAI had to shut that one down for safety reasons, though.
Yeah, that definitely raises some serious questions about responsible development as these agents become more and more sophisticated.
No kidding. But before we get into that, let's talk about what's driving this surge in AI agents. They're popping up everywhere, it seems.
Well, one big driver is access. Powerful AI tools and platforms are becoming way more accessible. Cloud computing and open source libraries are making it easier for companies of all sizes to get in on the action.
So it's not just the tech giants anymore, huh?
Nope, not at all. We're seeing startups and smaller businesses leverage these advancements to challenge the big players. It's pretty exciting.
That's really interesting. Sounds like AI is becoming more democratic. Now, for those who might not be super familiar with the nitty-gritty, how does an AI agent actually work?
Okay, so think of an AI agent as having three core parts: tools, a planner, and an evaluator.
Okay, let's break that down. What do you mean by tools in this context?
Tools are basically how the agent interacts with the world. Could be anything: a web browser, a database connection, even a robotic arm on a factory floor.
So it's like the agent's hands allowing it to act in its environment?
Exactly. And then you've got the planner. That's the brain power. Uses algorithms to figure out the steps needed to achieve a goal. Often uses techniques like chain of thought prompting, which is pretty cool.
So the planner is what takes it from a basic AI tool to a more intelligent agent that can tackle complex, multi-step tasks.
Spot on. And lastly, there's the evaluator. This is the feedback mechanism. It helps the agent learn from its mistakes and improve its performance over time.
Makes sense. It's like a constant learning loop, refining the agent's approach. Speaking of performance, there's a story making waves about an AI agent that scored a remarkable 65% on a really tough benchmark test.
Yeah, that's H2O.AI's agent on the GAIA benchmark. It's a huge jump forward. This test was designed to measure an AI's ability to handle complex, real-world tasks, not just isolated problems.
So this score suggests that AI agents are ready to move out of the lab and into actual businesses, right?
It definitely supports that idea. In fact, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella has even predicted that AI agents will eventually replace traditional software applications.
Whoa, that's a bold prediction. What would that actually look like in practice?
Imagine, instead of opening separate apps for emails, spreadsheets, or presentations, you just interact with an AI agent. It handles all those things seamlessly based on what you need.
So it's not just about automation, it's a fundamental shift in how we interact with tech.
Exactly. But we can't forget that building effective AI agents is incredibly hard. You need the right tools, robust planning algorithms, and you absolutely need to make sure the agent operates safely and ethically.
Which brings us back to that story about the engineer who built a robot that uses ChatGPT to aim a rifle.
Right, that really highlights the potential dangers and why responsible development is non-negotiable.
Couldn't agree more. So for our listeners in the C-suite and those leading tech teams, what are the key takeaways from all of this?
The bottom line is this: AI agents are not science fiction anymore. They're here, they're getting smarter every day.
So ignoring this trend isn't really an option.
Not if you want to stay ahead. Business leaders have to start thinking seriously about how AI agents could change their industries, their companies.
And how can companies start getting ready for this shift?
Well, first things first, you got to have a clear plan. Define your business goals, figure out where AI agents can bring real value.
So don't just jump on the AI bandwagon because it's trendy. Right.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the importance of good data. AI agents are only as good as the data they're trained on.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. Now, there's also been a pretty interesting development on the hardware side that could have a huge impact on AI agents.
You're talking about NVIDIA's new chip, right? The GB200 NVL72.
That's the one. This chip could drastically reduce the cost of running AI agents. Some estimates say it could slash inference costs by a whopping 97%.
Wow, that's a game changer. Could we see an explosion of new AI agent applications because of this?
It's definitely possible. NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang, has even said that they're not just keeping pace with Moore's Law, they're rewriting it.
So the pace of innovation is accelerating on both the software and hardware side.
It is, and it's making this tech more accessible and affordable for a much wider range of businesses.
Which brings us to another key takeaway. This landscape is changing incredibly fast. CEOs, data scientists, tech leaders, they've all got to stay informed to be ready to adapt quickly.
Absolutely. This isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. Continuous learning and adapting is crucial to staying ahead.
And one of the hottest areas for AI agent applications is customer service, right?
Right. Lots of companies are looking into using AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants to handle those routine customer questions.
So instead of waiting on hold forever, you could be chatting with an AI agent that can quickly answer your questions or resolve simple issues.
Exactly. Not only could this make customers happier, but it frees up human agents to focus on those more complex cases.
Sounds like a win-win.
It has the potential, but you gotta do it right. If these chatbots are poorly designed, they can actually frustrate customers and even hurt a company's reputation.
So it's not as simple as just plugging in a chatbot and calling it a day.
Definitely not. You have to design the interactions carefully, make sure it can handle lots of different inquiries, and provide a seamless transition to a human agent when needed.
And being upfront about it is important, right? Customers should know when they're interacting with an AI.
Oh, absolutely. Transparency builds trust and helps manage expectations.
Now, AI agents are also making their way into more complex fields, like healthcare and finance.
That's right. In healthcare, we're seeing them used to analyze medical images, help with diagnoses, even personalized treatment plans.
Wow, that sounds like it could have a huge impact on how patients are cared for.
It definitely could, but like any powerful tech, there are major ethical and regulatory things to consider.
Such as making sure patient data is kept private and secure.
Exactly. And in finance, AI agents are doing everything from fraud detection to algorithmic trading.
So they're not just answering customer service calls, they're making decisions that could impact people's financial well-being.
That's right. Which is why robust testing, validation, and oversight are absolutely essential to ensure these systems are operating reliably and ethically.
All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about some of the other industries where AI agents are making waves.
We're seeing them in a ton of sectors: retail, manufacturing, logistics, even entertainment. It's a truly transformative tech that's impacting almost every aspect of our lives.
So whether you're a CEO trying to optimize your supply chain or a data scientist developing the next generation of AI agents, this is something you need to be paying attention to.
Absolutely. The future is here, and AI agents are a big part of it.
Now, let's get into a specific example of how AI agents are being used in the real world. Remember that story about Chipotle testing an AI-powered robot chef in their California test kitchen?
Oh yeah, Chippy. It's a fascinating example of how AI agents are moving beyond the digital and into the physical world.
And in this case, it's not just flipping burgers. It's mastering the art of making tortilla chips.
Right. And this shows the potential for AI to automate things that we used to think needed human dexterity and judgment.
So it's not just about taking over those repetitive jobs. It's expanding what AI can actually do.
Exactly. As AI agents become better at working in the physical world, we can expect to see even more groundbreaking applications.
Now, developing and implementing these AI agents comes with its own set of challenges, right?
Oh, for sure. One of the biggest is making sure they can operate safely and reliably in real-world environments. We talked about the rifle-aiming robot, but there are other risks to think about.
Like what?
Well, imagine an AI agent controlling a self-driving car or operating heavy machinery in a factory. If it malfunctions, the consequences could be serious.
That's a bit unsettling.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So thorough testing, validation, and careful oversight are crucial to making sure AI agents are working as intended.
And what about data privacy? AI agents can collect huge amounts of data, which raises concerns about how it's used and protected.
Absolutely. Data privacy is a critical consideration. Companies need to be transparent about what data they're collecting, how they're using it, and the steps they're taking to protect it.
So it's not just about the tech, it's about those ethical and societal impacts too.
Exactly. We need to approach this tech responsibly and make sure it's being used for good.
Now, for companies just starting to explore the possibilities of AI agents, where should they even begin?
First step, define your goals. What business problems are you trying to solve? Figure out where AI agents can actually add value.
So don't just jump on the AI bandwagon for the sake of it. Have a clear strategy.
Exactly. And then you need to figure out if you have the resources and expertise to build and implement AI agents yourself, or if partnering with a third-party provider makes more sense.
There are tons of companies out there offering AI solutions, so doing your research and finding the right.
Precisely. Data quality is everything. And lastly, it's important to remember that implementing AI agents isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. You've got to constantly monitor, evaluate, and adjust.
It's a journey, not a destination, as they say.
Well said. It's a journey filled with challenges and opportunities. But for companies who are willing to embrace change and adapt, the potential rewards are huge.
Now let's dive into some of the specific ways AI agents are being used in different industries.
One area that's buzzing with activity is customer service. AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants are becoming more and more common.
They can handle a pretty wide range of customer requests, from basic questions to resolving more complex issues.
And that allows human agents to focus on tasks that need that human touch.
Makes sense. And another area where AI agents are making a difference is healthcare. We're seeing them being used to help with diagnoses, personalized treatment plans, even offer companionship to patients.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. AI agents have the potential to completely transform the way healthcare is delivered.
And of course, there's the financial industry, which is also embracing AI agents.
Definitely. They're using them for fraud detection, risk assessment, algorithmic trading, even customer service.
It's a highly competitive industry, so AI is becoming a key way to stand out.
Right. And then we have industries like retail and e-commerce, where AI agents are being used to create personalized shopping experiences, recommend products, and automate customer service.
All about creating a more seamless and engaging experience for the shopper.
Exactly. And of course, manufacturing. AI agents are optimizing production, predicting when machines need maintenance, even designing new products.
It's all about making that manufacturing ecosystem more efficient and responsive.
Exactly. And then there's the energy sector. They're using AI agents to optimize energy production, manage grids, and even predict demand.
Creating a more sustainable and reliable energy future.
So you can see AI agents are having a big impact across so many industries.
It's really a game-changing technology, isn't it?
It is, and this is just the beginning.
Okay, so let's refocus for a minute. What are some key things companies should think about if they're looking to implement AI agents?
Well, first you got to know where you stand. Assess your capabilities. Figure out what areas AI agents could actually benefit.
Right. It's all about finding the right fit.
Exactly. Once you've got a handle on what you need, then you can start looking at the different AI platforms and tools available.
And there are a lot, right? Both open source and commercial options.
Tons. The key is picking the solution that works with your budget, your team's expertise, and the specific way you want to use it.
Right. And then there's the data issue. AI agents live and breathe data.
Absolutely. You got to have good data. High quality, relevant, clean, and properly prepped.
And data privacy is a huge concern too, right?
Huge. Companies have got to be following all those privacy regulations.
Definitely. And then there's the people part of it, your employees.
Right. Can't forget about the human element. You got to bring your employees along on this journey.
So address their concerns, provide training, make it a team effort.
Exactly. And remember, implementing AI agents, it's not a one and done kind of thing.
It's got to be iterative.
Yes. Experiment, learn, adjust, and keep going.
Okay, so let's wrap up this segment with some trends and predictions. What's on the horizon for AI agents?
Well, we're already seeing AI agents becoming more intertwined with other cool tech like augmented reality, the Internet of Things, even blockchain.
So we're heading towards a world where AI agents are just seamlessly part of our lives, both physical and digital.
Exactly. Another trend is personalization.
Oh yeah, AI agents that are customized for individual users. They learn your preferences, adapt to your needs.
Right. It's all about a more intuitive and seamless experience. And of course, there's that big long-term goal, artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
Ah, yes, the holy grail of AI research. Creating an AI that's as smart as a human, or maybe even smarter.
Exactly. If that happens, it would completely change our world.
And while true AGI is still pretty far off, the advancements we're seeing in things like natural language processing and machine learning are pretty mind-blowing.
They are. They're definitely laying in the groundwork.
So it's definitely an exciting time to be watching the AI revolution unfold.
Absolutely. And AI agents are right at the center of it all.
Now let's get back to that Chipotle story for a minute. What are some key takeaways for business leaders from that example?
Well, one big one is that AI agents aren't just stuck in the digital world anymore. They're increasingly able to do things in the real world, tasks we used to think only humans could do.
So it shows that the possibilities for AI agents are pretty much endless and still evolving.
Exactly. We're just scratching the surface of what they can do.
And another takeaway is that AI agents could be a solution to labor shortages.
Yeah, Chipotle is using Chippy partly because they can't find enough workers, and that's a common problem right now.
So AI agents could help businesses stay productive, even if finding workers is tough.
Right.
But implementing AI agents successfully isn't a walk in the park, right?
Definitely not. Chipotle's been working on Chippy for months, and they're still figuring things out. It's not as easy as just plugging it in and turning it on.
There's more to it.
Way more. You got to train it, integrate it into your processes, make sure it works well with your human employees.
Right, it's a journey.
Exactly. And it takes commitment and a willingness to change.
Okay, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about AI and jobs. Some people are worried that AI will lead to tons of job losses.
It's a valid concern, but it's important to remember that AI can also create new jobs and open up new opportunities.
Like what?
Well, someone's got to design, build, and maintain these AI agents, right?
Okay.
And train them, make sure they're working correctly. Plus, there's a growing need for people who can manage and analyze the data those agents generate.
So it's not just about jobs disappearing, it's about the way we work changing.
Exactly. And businesses need to be proactive about preparing their workforce for those changes.
So how can they do that?
By offering training and development programs that focus on the skills that will be in demand in the age of AI.
Like what kinds of skills?
Things like critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, emotional intelligence.
Right, those are all things that are really hard for AI agents to do.
Exactly. And they're skills that will be essential for success in a world where humans and AI agents are working together.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the specific skills that CEOs, data scientists, and tech leaders need to be developing to succeed in this new world.
One of the most important is the ability to see the potential of AI agents, to identify business problems that AI can solve and clearly explain that to your team and stakeholders.
So you have to be able to paint a picture of how AI fits into the big picture.
Exactly. You also need to understand and be able to evaluate all the different AI technologies that are out there.
There are a lot of them.
There are. You got to know how to pick the right one for your needs. And that takes a pretty deep understanding of the technology itself and also the ethical and societal implications.
Right, you got to make sure your AI agents are being used responsibly.
Absolutely. Another crucial skill is managing and leading teams that work with AI.
Because AI is changing how we work, leadership has to change too.
Right. You got to be able to create a collaborative environment for humans and AI agents to work together and empower your team to make the most of these tools.
Okay, so let's wrap up this part by discussing some of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for businesses looking to implement AI agents.
One of the biggest challenges is talent. Finding people who have the skills and experience to build, deploy, and manage AI agents is tough.
And that's only going to get harder as more businesses adopt AI.
Exactly. Businesses need to be thinking about attracting and retaining top AI talent.
And of course, there's the data challenge. We've talked about it, but it's worth repeating. AI is only as good as the data it learns from.
Right. So companies need to invest in collecting data, cleaning it, managing it properly.
And making sure they're following all the privacy rules, of course.
Absolutely. But even with those challenges, the opportunities are massive for companies who are ready to embrace AI agents.
In what ways?
Well, AI can make your business more efficient, more productive, and your customers happier.
It can even help you create new products and services, enter new markets.
Exactly. So the potential payoff is pretty huge.
It sounds like it. And it seems like AI agents are going to become more and more important for businesses in the years to come.
Oh, absolutely. This is a technology that has the potential to change every single industry.
Now, let's focus in on CEOs specifically. What challenges and opportunities do they face with AI agents?
One of the biggest things for CEOs is having that clear vision, being able to explain how AI agents can help achieve the company's goals.
Being able to see how AI fits into that bigger picture.
Exactly. And getting buy-in for that vision from the team, from the board of directors.
Makes sense. And another challenge is managing the risks, right? AI agents are powerful and they can be misused.
Absolutely. CEOs need to understand the risks and put safeguards in place to address them.
So making sure their AI agents are being used ethically, responsibly, and legally.
Exactly. And another challenge is staying ahead of the curve. AI is constantly evolving. There's always something new.
So CEOs got to stay informed.
Right. They have to understand what's happening in the AI world, what trends are relevant to their business, and be ready to adapt.
But even with those challenges, there are some incredible opportunities for CEOs who are ready to get on board with AI agents.
Absolutely. AI can help CEOs make better decisions, streamline operations, and create new products and services.
It can even help them understand their customers better and offer more personalized experiences.
Exactly. So there's a lot of potential for CEOs to really leverage AI and achieve some great results.
Now let's talk about data scientists. What are some of the specific challenges and opportunities they face with AI agents?
One of the big ones for data scientists is building AI agents that are robust and reliable.
Meaning they need to be able to handle real-world data, which isn't always perfect.
Exactly. Real-world data is messy, it's incomplete, and the AI agents have to be able to work with that and still make accurate predictions, even in unexpected situations.
So it's about building in that resilience.
Right. And they also need to build AI agents that are fair and unbiased.
Because if the data they're trained on is biased, the AI agent's decisions will be biased too.
Exactly. And that can lead to unfair outcomes, which is a big problem. So data scientists need to be super aware of the potential for bias and take steps to prevent it.
And another thing that's important is explainability.
Right, being able to understand how the AI agent is making its decisions.
Like you need to be able to trace the logic.
Exactly. And that's not always easy with these complex AI models.
But it's important for building trust, right?
Hmm.
And making sure that AI is being used responsibly.
Absolutely. But even with these challenges, there are amazing opportunities for data scientists working on AI agents.
Like what?
Well, they're breaking new ground in data science. They're able to tackle problems that we couldn't solve before. They're working with cutting-edge technology, and they have the potential to really make a difference in the world.
So it's a pretty exciting time to be a data scientist.
It definitely is.
Now, let's talk about the challenges and opportunities for those senior technology leaders.
One of the biggest things for them is figuring out how to integrate AI agents into their existing IT infrastructure.
Right, they need to be able to access data from all sorts of places and work with other systems.
Exactly. And that's not always easy. It can be pretty complex.
But security is a big concern too, right?
Huge. AI agents are potential targets for hackers and cybercriminals, so strong security measures are absolutely essential.
So protecting them from threats both inside and outside the company.
Right. And then there's that same challenge we talked about before, keeping up with the rapid pace of innovation in AI.
Knowing what's new and what's relevant.
Exactly. But even with those challenges, there are big rewards for those tech leaders who are ready to embrace AI agents.
What kind of rewards?
Well, they can help streamline operations, cut costs, and develop new products and services.
They can also help companies better understand their customers and offer more personalized experiences.
Right, so there's a lot of potential upside for tech leaders who are willing to invest in AI.
Okay, let's zoom out for a minute and talk about the bigger picture. What kind of impact are AI agents having on society as a whole?
That's a big question. Lots to unpack there.
Definitely. But let's focus on a few key areas. What about the impact on the job market?
Ah, yes, that's a big one. There's a lot of debate about whether AI will take away jobs or create new ones.
It's probably a bit of both, right?
Most likely. It's important to remember that technology has always been changing the job market.
Like the printing press, the automobile, the computer.
Exactly. Those all led to job losses in some areas, but they also created new jobs in other areas.
So the question isn't really if AI will change things, but how we can be prepared for those changes and make sure they benefit everyone.
Right. We need to be investing in education and training to help workers adapt to the new landscape. And we need to think about social safety nets to help those who are displaced by AI.
Another big question with AI is privacy. AI agents often collect and process a lot of personal data.
It's a huge concern. We need to be sure that AI agents are being used in a way that respects our privacy and that our data is being protected.
Definitely. And then there's the potential for AI to be used for things like surveillance and control.
That's a bit scary to think about, but it's a real possibility.
It is. We need to make sure AI is being used to benefit society, not to control us.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about the positive side of AI, the potential for AI agents to do good in the world.
That's what gets me really excited. AI has the potential to solve some of our biggest challenges, things like poverty, hunger, climate change.
Like AI could help develop more efficient and sustainable farming practices, distribute aid more effectively, and even predict and prevent natural disasters.
Exactly. And personalize things like education and healthcare, making those services more accessible and effective.
So the possibilities for good are pretty much endless.
They are. But it's important to remember AI agents are just tools. They can be used for good or bad. It's up to us to make sure they're being used to help humanity.
Okay, let's shift gears one more time and talk about regulations. Governments are starting to try and figure out what to do about AI. New rules are popping up all over the place.
It's a rapidly changing landscape, so it's essential for businesses to stay informed.
So what are some of the key regulatory trends that businesses should be aware of?
While data privacy is a big one, the EU's GDPR set a high standard, and other countries are following suit.
So companies need to be super careful about how they collect, store, and use data, especially when AI agents are involved.
Absolutely. Another trend is transparency and explainability. Regulators want to know how AI agents are making decisions.
So companies need to be able to explain how their AI agents work, what data they're using, and how they're handling potential risks.
Exactly. And then there's the question of liability. If an AI agent causes harm, who's responsible? That's a tough legal question that's still being worked out.
So businesses need to think about their legal risks and put in place some safeguards.
They do. And they need to be ready for more scrutiny from regulators. AI agents are a hot topic right now, and they're going to be under a microscope for a while.
For businesses operating in different countries, navigating all these different regulations can be a real headache.
It is. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. They need to understand the specific rules in every country they operate in.
And be ready to adapt their AI agent strategies accordingly.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about money. We're seeing a lot of investment pouring into the AI agent space right now.
Oh yeah, venture capitalists are throwing money at AI agents, and it's easy to see why. This technology has huge potential, and there's a lot of money to be made.
But investing in AI agents isn't without risk.
Right. It's a fast-moving field, and it's hard to tell which companies are going to succeed.
So what are some of the things that investors look for when they're deciding which AI companies to back?
The team is a big one. They want to see a team with deep AI expertise and a track record of success.
They also want to see a solid business model and a path to profitability.
Absolutely. And the quality of the data is super important too. Remember, AI agents are only as good as the data they're trained on.
So investors are looking for companies with access to those big, high-quality data sets.
Right. And finally, they want to see companies that are solving real-world problems.
So they're looking for solutions, not just cool tech.
Exactly. It's a very competitive market, so companies have to really stand out to get that investment.
Now let's talk about how AI agents are changing the competitive landscape. This is a technology that could really shake things up.
It could. AI agents have the potential to disrupt whole industries.
Like customer service, which we've talked about already. That's an area where we could see some major changes.
Right. AI could replace human customer service reps, leading to lower costs and more efficiency.
But it could also mean job losses.
It could, and that's something we need to be very thoughtful about.
Another area where AI agents could disrupt things is in product development.
Right. AI could be used to design and develop new products faster and more efficiently.
And even to customize products for individual customers.
Exactly. That could give businesses a big edge over their competitors.
So the potential for disruption is huge. Businesses need to start thinking about how AI could change their industry and their company.
They do, and they need to be ready to adapt.
Okay, so what are some things businesses can do to prepare for the age of AI agents?
First, educate yourself. Learn about the technology.
Understand what they are, how they work, what they can do.
Exactly. And start experimenting. Try them out.
There are lots of different AI agent platforms and tools available, so companies can start small and then scale up as they learn.
Right. And another important thing is to think about the ethical side of AI.
Make sure you're using this technology responsibly.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's wrap up this segment with a final thought for our listeners.
We're living in the age of AI agents. This is a technology that can fundamentally change our world.
It's an incredible time of opportunity, but also a time where we need to be really careful.
We need to approach this with excitement, but also caution and humility.
It's up to us to guide the future of AI agents and make sure they're used for good.
I agree. And it's something we have to do together.
It's been a fascinating conversation today. Thanks for joining us to explore the world of AI agents.
It was my pleasure. And then you've got education. AI agents have the potential to completely personalize learning, create adaptive assessments, even provide real-time feedback to students.
So it's about tailoring education to each student's individual needs, huh?
Exactly. And that could lead to some pretty amazing improvements in how much students learn.
No, we can't ignore the darker side of AI. What about the potential for AI agents to be used for bad things?
Right. Any powerful tool can be used for good or bad. AI agents are no different.
We've already seen examples of them being used to spread misinformation, manipulate people's opinions, even control weapons.
And those risks are only going to increase as AI agents become more and more sophisticated.
So what can we do to prevent that kind of misuse?
Well, one thing is to develop some ethical guidelines for how these agents are built and used.
We need to make sure AI is aligned with our values, right?
Exactly. And we also need to invest in research to make sure AI agents are safe, secure, and trustworthy.
Make sure they're working for us, not against us.
Right.
Now, let's
Yeah.
look ahead. Where do you see AI agents going in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think we're going to see them become a part of everyday life. AI in our homes, our cars, our workplaces, helping us with everything from chores to making big decisions.
So AI agents are going to be everywhere.
I think so. And that's going to have a massive impact on society. The way we work, learn, even interact with each other, everything's going to change.
Sounds both exciting and a little scary.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm optimistic. I think the good that can come from AI far outweighs the bad.
Me too. But we have to be smart about it. Approach it thoughtfully and responsibly. Make sure AI is used for good and that it reflects our values.
Absolutely. The future of AI is in our hands. We have the power to shape this technology and make sure it benefits humanity.
Well said. This has been a fascinating deep dive. Thanks for joining us to explore the world of AI agents.
It's been my pleasure.
So here's the bottom line for our listeners. AI agents are here to stay. They're getting smarter, and they're going to change everything.
Don't wait. Start exploring what AI agents can do for your business today.
Because the future is already here, and it belongs to those who are ready for it.